That last conversation made me hungry, I have to say. Talk about supply chain and restaurants. I'm really not sure how we're going to get through this one without me going to get a snack. But I'm so excited because I think I have the most exciting interview right now with Nom Nguyen. He is the founder and architect, because that's such a cool title, of Nom Nom Data. And basically, I think what you bring is the dream solution to every single business under the sun because of what you offer. So I know what you offer, but tell everybody who's listening all about Nom Nom Data and why you're a genius.
So Nom Nom Data provides managed data engineering services to companies. And the reason why it's been so compelling is due to the market landscape. You know, companies are inundated with technologies, resources are becoming increasingly scarce. And, you know, consuming data, while it seems like such a simple thing, it's incredibly complex. And because of the resources and what's exciting and what's not, everybody kind of focuses on like glamorous AI kind of things, and they kind of forget about this foundational piece.
But it's so true. And I'm really truly excited because I come from marketing, where you live and breathe by the data. And no matter how big of a company I work for, how small of a company, data resources are scarce. Everything is put on some prioritization list that's going to take forever to do. You solve that, right?
Yeah, it's surprisingly ubiquitous from what we found. And the major issue that we see is every single company has some sort of data problem surrounding three main issues. One is there's a lot of manual data entry, things that you're doing manually that could be done 10x, 100x faster.
Right.
The other is getting the information to report on your business, whether it's marketing metrics or other kind of components. And then the last thing is actually using or processing your data so that you can feed it back into your business and provide a better product. And so these are things like recommendation algorithms. Yeah. But we found that we're an incredibly horizontally scaling business across, you know, medical, e-commerce, manufacturing, internet businesses, mobile gaming, financial institutions. They all have very similar problems, and the crazy thing is that every company that engages in data, they kind of know they're not the first person to do this, but they're kind of paying these premiums to find people that are building custom things for them when they're not doing custom stuff most of the time.
Right. Well, I mean, especially in the data and engineering world, there's always that question: is it better to build it? Is it better to buy it? Is it better in-house? Do you partner with external companies? How has your company helped to solve for that with businesses?
One of the things that we've seen in the market is, especially for data, the core strategies that a lot of companies employ haven't really gone through that many transformations. So in the old days, there was a lot of relational technologies, you know, Oracle, SQL Server, and those created certain types of structures that were a pain in the butt to deal with.
Yeah.
And so fast forward into the last 10 years, there's a whole realm of cloud technologies, NoSQL technologies that create other types of problems. And so those are the two main things that, you know, if you've been around the block a little bit, you just see all the time. And everybody keeps reinventing this problem. So the synergies by just having a lot of experience, seeing how it's processed at big data scale, you know, we kind of joke sometimes. We interview people and they're like, "Yeah, I've dealt with big data. You know, I process this stuff on my laptop." And you're like, "You know, if it fits on your laptop, it's not really big data."
Although I did see USB for $39 on Amazon for like 2 terabytes, which I couldn't believe, because I still remember the days when you had to buy like the external hard drive for $300, and it was, you know, like not even a gig, right? Right. So the world's changing.
The world is changing.
How, if you had to give advice to any CEO and CTO out there, what would it be relating to data?
So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is if what you're doing is groundbreaking around technology. Right. And most of the algorithms that people use and the data processing or the data sources that people are interacting with, it's actually consolidating. Back in the 80s and 90s, everybody produced their own data from scratch. It, you know, it was under lock and key, it was secret, it was expensive to do. And now, you know, how much of the data is everybody producing that is groundbreaking? It's not very much. When you look at Google search engine optimizations versus Bing, they're using the exact same algorithms. And so like that's not what they compete on.
Right.
And so, you just got to ask yourself, am I the first person to be doing this? Is it worth hiring, a team of specialists because it's so much more expensive to do what someone else has probably already done before?
Interesting. Now, but that must be a hard question to ask yourself and give a straight answer to, because everybody likes to feel like they're the first person that's doing it or doing it that way. And you mentioned before that you're very horizontal, and you listed a whole bunch of industries that can benefit from what your company is doing. Are you seeing common themes around what their needs are, or is it very different by industry? And do privacy regulations fall into that as far as storage of data and things along that line?
Yeah, this may tie a little bit into what makes Nom Nom Data unique. Today, almost all the startups are SaaS services where you have to put your data into their cloud systems. And Nom Nom Data's architecture is designed so that all companies own all of their data. We typically have to go through security audits, VPN into our clients' networks to even do the things that we're doing. So they're in full control of all of their information. And across all of these industries, the commonalities that we're seeing are around the technologies and the services that they're interacting with. So how many companies these days aren't operating in either Google, Amazon, or Azure, right?
True.
And so the issue is that they're all looking for these cloud architects to build custom things for them. But if you've consolidated down to these technologies, you're not the first person to do it. You don't want to make all of the different mistakes, because at big data scale, you make one mistake, you get a couple $100,000 a month bill by accident,
sure.
right?
And I think we've all been there before too.
Yeah.
It's a big learning moment. Yeah.
Yeah, the price of the mistakes goes way up. And then the market dynamics around personnel have changed drastically with work remote, COVID, onboarding people to learn about your business models and things like that. I think the domain knowledge around the information is becoming so much more critical as companies are looking to hire and bring on board people to tackle this problem for them.
Well, it's so great to be able to have an expert resource like you and your company to go to when you need to talk about what you're doing today, how you can do it better for tomorrow, especially as all businesses are in cost-cutting mode. So thank you so much for coming on the show, being part of today's event, and really helping make us smarter about data.
Thank you so much. It's been great being here.
Thanks.